Hey everyone, it's Marnie Greenberg. Welcome to my free live stream pre-Valentine's Day special. It's all about deleting your relationship stress and pain on the spot. It's time to delete all your triggers before the actual holiday. This is based on my #1 international best-selling book, Delete Stress and Pain on the Spot, and we're here today to put this book into action for you. So I want to thank you so much for joining us here today. It's Tuesday, February 6th. 5 p.m. Pacific time, you're listening live. If it's past February 6th, you will still benefit from listening to the replay recording. If you're new, if you've never joined any of my streams before, I want to invite you also to come on over to my website, MarnieGreenberg.com. Be sure to enter your name and email so that you can be part of all my free upcoming programs. And for those of you who are live on my Facebook page, Marnie Greenberg Insightful Answers, be sure to click like so you can be notified in the future when I go live. This is all about taking live callers. I will be here today demonstrating this in action. So I know, Valentine's Day can bring up a lot of emotions to the surface. And for many of us, this special day acts to emotionally trigger upsets we have with ourselves or our partners. Perhaps you can't find Mr. or Mrs. Right, or you've given up trying. You may be enduring a relationship where everything is an argument. Your emotional needs are ignored by your mate. You might be in a situation where your mate continually criticizes, blames, or judges you. Maybe all the passion has died. Maybe you want to leave, but you feel so attached you're afraid to do so. So whatever it is you're experiencing, this stream is going to delete it. So for a moment, I'd like you to place your attention on your physical thought on your spine, your midline. And I want you to just take a quick inventory of what's really going on with your physical body. What are you sensing in your physical body? What are you sensing when you think about your relationships? I know some of you may be going through a breakup or divorce. Some of you may have relationship fears, or maybe you even feel trapped or controlled by your partner. Some of you are not in a relationship, so you may be thinking about your ex-partner too much. Maybe you feel lonely or abandonment. Maybe you feel you're growing apart from your partner. Maybe you want to attract the perfect mate. So right now, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and exhale. And simply ask yourself, what is going on with me right now? Because this is about you. And although I take personal live callers, I want to let you know that the universe orchestrates this particular call, this particular group. So those of you who actually talk to me, it's orchestrated with synergy. It's orchestrated with that each and every one of you will bring benefit to everybody in the group. So although your problem may be a completely different problem, you will still benefit because, see, our problem is never what we think it is. What I do is I use my insight to tune in to your specific problem, and I identify what the unconscious triggers are, the real reasons and causes and sources behind your relationship problem, and I simply delete it so that it no longer affects you. And when I do that, I'm doing that for everybody in the group. So right now, I'm just aligned to, I'm totally empty. I'm coming from my heart, no judgment, no criticism. I've been doing this for 2 decades. I've treated thousands of people across the globe. I stay empty. I stay neutral. I'm aligned to the universal intelligence, and that just flows through me. So whatever you're supposed to hear on this call will come through, and each call is a bit different. That's why I invite you to my website, and you may have other issues coming up on other topics, so I have lots of streams. You can also go back and listen to those. But right now, when you think about your relationships, you think about what's going on with your physical body. Are you experiencing any physical pain? So the reason why I want you to pay attention to this, maybe you have back pain or neck pain or headaches or respiratory problems or reproductive problems. I want to point one thing out that, I've been consulting people for a long time, and typically when people tell me they have a respiratory problem or a reproductive problem, I say to them, what is going on in your relationships? Because our thoughts and our emotions get stored in our physical body. And our cellular memory holds on to everything that's ever happened to us. In this life and past life, we have memories that we store from our parents, from our ancestors. There's so many things that can affect us, not just our own thoughts and emotions, but thoughts and emotions from others, thoughts and emotions from our partners. So what is it that's accumulated? Where are those negative thoughts specifically? What organs are you carrying those in? And it's for me to identify it and delete it so that it's gone on the spot. And you'll feel this physically in your body. You'll feel your physical pain actually be deleted so that you can't feel it anymore. It's gone. It doesn't come back. It doesn't affect you ever again. So when I do a deletion is a component of 8 steps. So it's eliminate, set free, make independent, release, protect, forgive and forget, unconditional love. It's one key and it does all of that. So it's a full deletion. And there's sometimes when you think about certain people in your life, there's a deeper level of forgiveness that has to take place. And I'm going to, instead of go on and on for hours about how this is possible, my whole goal of this stream is to just get you results and get you to experience this so you can see what's possible and you can feel what's possible in a very quick amount of time. So again, this is all about identifying the true causes, reasons, and sources of why you have your relationship pain and stress, and again, deleting it on the spot. So if you're having relationship difficulties, we're here today to experience more fulfillment, harmony, contentment, mutual trust, and neutrality than ever before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the line. I'm going to take my first live caller, but just know that this is a guided experience. So I'm deleting all judgment and all criticism from anyone. So just I want you to be strong and be open and receptive. So right now, I'm strengthening everyone listening to be very open, to be very receptive to what I'm doing without your mind. So I'm deleting everybody's mind, deleting all the sabotage, all the thoughts, all the emotion, and all the negativity. Gone, down to 0, minus infinity, up to 100% infinite potential. Just all I ask is that you're open to receive the highest form of unconditional love as this is orchestrated. Okay, I'll take my first live caller.
Okay, Marnie. Let's see. We have Mina on the line. Marnie, you're on live with Marnie.
Hello.
Hi, it's Mina.
Hi, Mina. Thank you so much for being here. So when you think about relationships, what is it that troubles you?
Gosh, well, for the longest time, I've just been matching up with kind of people I think were just more for healing. It's never been a real good match, and I just broke up with my partner recently, and I feel a lot more open and free to connect with somebody.
Okay, so what is it that you want? When you think of a relationship that's in harmony and for your highest good, what would that look like for you? What would that feel like?
I would actually love just a really long-term partner, possibly husband-type person, just someone with a good heart.
Okay, so you want to attract someone with a good heart for long-term. And also, you had said you just got out of a relationship. So I'm going to go right into there because first I'm going to ask you if you have any physical pain. Do you have anything physical that you feel right now?
Yeah, I'm on my moon cycle, and I've got some pain in my pelvis and hips, it's my womb, and then some in my neck and shoulders as well.
Okay, so what I feel, the reason I ask is because I'm tuning into your pelvis and your hip, and right now I'm going to delete that, and the pain that I'm feeling in your pelvis and hip is really coming from the relationship that you just broke up. So when you tune into that man that you just broke up with, okay, take a deep breath in and just think about him for a moment. Now, there's grief there, and there's grief and there's loss. So breaking up is really challenging for you. And I'm deleting all the loss that you're feeling, and now it's really not your pelvis. It's really coming from your heart. And so this is really about opening your heart to unconditional love. And sometimes you feel like in your past, you feel like that relationship was a mistake, and it triggered all the mistakes you've made in your life, and not just your mistakes, but going back to your parents. So I'm feeling your mother and a lot of emotions that you took on from her at a very early age, I would say between 2 and 3 years old. And so I'm going back to that age, and I'm deleting all those emotions, and you actually store that also. You had mentioned your neck. So there's some emotions in your neck, and there's some emotions in your head region. So I'm actually deleting this energy. I'm deleting all the negative thoughts and all the negative emotions with those specific experiences that I just said. And I do this rather quickly because it's a demonstration. I'm articulating what I'm doing. But just by deleting that emotion, and I'm strengthening your heart, and I'm detaching that energy between you and your mom that goes back to the womb and when you were in the womb. And just from deleting that, I'm just going to ask you, how does your pelvis feel? The same or different? Your pelvis, your hip, and your neck?
Yeah, they're feeling different. I'm starting to feel a lot of heat, like in my neck and my head, and just some widening, opening in the pelvis. And yeah, my dad was super violent to my mom, so it was right around that time that we finally left him.
Okay, so what I want to point out, and this is really important, that when the first thing you said was your breakup, and you also stated that you wanted to attract a long-term healthy relationship. And to really attract that and to have that come to you, have to let go of that pattern with your parents that went back to that specific age, because that wound is actually why you were with your last partner. But the good thing is that you got out of the relationship, and I'm strengthening you like perfect timing so that you don't repeat that pattern. So when you delete the past, it creates you to automatically attract a different type of man, someone that is open, someone that is loving, someone that's at your highest vibration level for true unconditional love. And so when you think about your father, there's still some violence that I'm releasing, and there you had a lot of you actually have your fear of him that I'm deleting. That fear is trapped in between your shoulder blades, so it affects your shoulder. So I'm deleting that specific emotion. And I'm also opening up your hips, because your hips represent like your foundation of life, and your mom felt like that was completely shattered, her foundation. And although I deleted your emotions, you actually reacted to your mom's emotions at that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you've been carrying this and all that grief in your heart and in your hips. So I've just completely deleted that out of your hips. And I feel this openness coming through your coccyx to your sacrum, through your hips, through your lumbar area, all the way up to your neck. And I'm loosening up your entire neck and your shoulders, and I'm putting a very strong new foundation. So what I just did, I want you to tell me, do you feel that different now in your pelvis and your hips and your neck? Does that feel even better than it did a few minutes ago?
Yeah, I'm feeling it more and more, and I felt all the emotions come up, and just let it move through me. A lot of heat and movement.
Okay, so that's good. That means that you are open and you're receptive and you're feeling the energy. And a lot of time when energy is moving, like you do, it changes your body temperature. Like you get hot. That means that you're open and you're receptive to this. But I want to make sure before we're done here, is your pain completely gone in your pelvis?
I feel some towards the top, and I feel like to tell you that I had a disease, an STD, for several years, and I finally feel like I've cleared it, but I haven't really been able to feel free, like sharing my body.
Okay, so what first of all, what I feel when you say that, there's betrayal, and there's a deeper level of grief, and that actually goes back to your father, but deeper than your father, it goes back to your grandfather and his father. It's on your whole male lineage. So all the male ancestors, I'm deleting and I'm resetting your mind, your body, your spirit, your thinking awareness, and your perception, and I'm restarting your internal computer in your pelvis. And so that disease just doesn't exist anymore. So I'm bringing that down to zero minus infinity up to 100% infinite potential. So it's like a clean slate energy where there's no thoughts, no emotions that have to do with past relationships. Because what I sensed is that it was all the relationships on your father's side. And okay, so just by doing that, what do you sense in your pelvis?
I felt it really open up, almost like it opened up to where it just brought me to my heart. Like I felt.
You got to your heart, and do you feel any pain there anymore? I want to make sure that's totally gone.
there's a tiny bit in my left hip sacrum area.
Your so it's in your sacrum, your pelvis. I feel that it's gone. Your sacrum, Your sacrum is a different issue. So each part of your body has a different root cause. So your sacrum, it's actually at the moment you were conceived. It goes back to when you were conceived and what was happening in your parents' relationship at that time, and you felt rejected and you felt that your parents' thoughts, like it wasn't. I'm deleting it, and I'll explain what I did after, but do you still feel it, yes or no?
No, it feels like it's changing.
Okay, so I delete it, and sometimes, I articulate it, sometimes I don't. My goal is to get rid of your pain. So now that the pain is gone in your pelvis and your sacrum was a different cause, which went back. There's thoughts and emotions at the moment you're conceived, and those thoughts from your parents, the weakening effect I deleted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a lot.
And all the emotions that went with it. So now I feel like now what I want you to do is place your attention in your heart and think about attracting, just for a moment, a very loving, open relationship. Someone who brings out your best, someone who loves you unconditionally, with no criticism, no judgment, and in a very loving way. Now, do you feel that love? Is there a different vibration there when you think about it? Like, do you feel like it's more possible?
Yeah, I feel more possible. I feel a lot of emotion come up, like, I can have that? Like...
You can say that with me, like, I can. I'm able, willing, and I'm ready. Say that with me. I'm able, willing, and ready.
Willing and ready.
Okay, and for those of you who are listening, who are also in a similar situation of wanting to attract a partner, I'm able, willing, and ready. And by saying that, your energy, consciously you say that, but subconsciously, if you don't have any weaknesses, that's when you really attract it. So I feel like your conscious, subconscious are very strong. I don't feel any weaknesses, and I feel that you're very strong to being ready. And now, when you say that, does that feel good to you?
It brings up a lot of fear, actually.
Okay, so let me process. I'm going to speed the process up for you, and I'm going to speed it up because a part of you is actually rejecting loving yourself. Just say, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
Okay, that is step one. And for everyone listening, you must be strong to loving yourself unconditionally. There's been a lot of blame and judgment and criticism put on you, and also like self-criticism. So let's delete that. So just say, I delete all self-judgment. I delete all self-judgment. And so as I process this for you, I feel a deeper sense of love, to really loving yourself unconditionally. And so that's step one. Step two, I've deleted a lot of the root causes for you in your physical body since your pain went away. And now I'm going to ask you, does that feel more possible?
Yeah, I just got suddenly much more calm, and when you deleted that, and a lot more space.
Okay, so again, I'm slow. I know that this probably seems fast for you what I'm doing, but I'm actually slowing the process down. This all could have been done within like a couple minutes, but I want everybody listening to fully understand. Like step one, I always say you have to be strong to loving yourself unconditionally, and whatever blocks are there, you have to really look into that and delete it. And that's what I did. Step two is deleting those blocks. Step three is to strongly love not just yourself but others. And when you have all three of those, that's when you really attract a partner that unconditionally loves you. So now that you're strong with that, your pain is gone, and you think about attracting a partner that unconditionally loves you. Does that feel more possible?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I'm so glad that you're so open and receptive, and you're very honest. And thank you for being so vulnerable and open and sharing with everybody here, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't feel comfortable coming on here and sharing their true feelings. So give yourself a big, big hug, and know that your pelvis pain's gone, your sacrum's gone, your neck pain's gone. and just when you delete physical pain, that automatically shifts the kind of person you attract. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you'll have to keep me posted on that. I'd love for you to, send me an email or a Facebook comment and let me know in a few weeks. Give me some feedback on how you're feeling, because it will shift. It will continue to process, and you'll feel stronger and stronger.
Thank you so much.
All right, so big hug to you, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to keep going with another live caller.
Okay, we have Christiane. Christiane, you're live with Marnie.
Oh, beautiful. Hi, thank you.
Hi, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much for coming on. So let me know, do you have any kind of relationship problem right now?
Well, I feel that this is probably related in that
Okay.
in my early 20s, I had an abnormal cervical cell growth.
Okay.
And then in 2016, they discovered a polyp.
Okay.
And I had it removed, and I am having some cramping, and so I'm going back because I feel like something's there, and I feel like this is all related.
Okay,
You know,
it is. So before I go into the process, I just want to get a baseline of exactly what you're feeling. So in your pelvic area, do you sense any physical pain?
Yes, some cramping.
Okay, so you feel the cramping right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to work on that first. So, and do you have any other pain in your body?
Just tension across my shoulders and anxiety in my heart area.
Okay, so I want to just get the full scope because everything starts to change in your body. So anxiety and in your heart area and some tension in your neck. So let's change that right now. So as I tune into your reproductive system, I'm strengthening your central nervous system to your reproductive system, your central nervous system to your neck, and what I sense is that there's some fear, and the fear goes back to birthing experiences, and the polyp, the cramping, that all has to do with having children and the thought of having children, and there's panic around that. So sometimes what I say to you makes absolutely no conscious sense because it's buried deeper in your subconscious. So I'm deleting that right now, and I'm deleting the energy and the cause and to the degree that what that affects you. So that affects you like 1,000,000,000%. So I'm deleting that down to 0 minus infinity up to 100% infinite potential. And there's pressure that I feel, and the pressure is more in your head. So your exit portals in your body are closed. So I need to open those, and I'm exiting the energy out of your physical body. All thoughts, emotions, experiences that negatively affected you that had to do with birth, pregnancy, and also past life experiences. So just from doing that, how does your cramping feel, and how does your anxiety feel in your heart? The same or different?
Different. The cramping is gone.
Okay.
I still feel a lot of anxiety. I actually, as I was writing down kind of the symptoms and stuff that were going on, I did have a flash about children, and I didn't say anything because I didn't have children in this lifetime.
Well, that's what it is,
There's a lot
though.
of pain around that.
Okay, but that's you don't have children, but your pelvic area is the thought. See, what I do is I delete the cause, and when I delete the cause, that strengthens you so that you will have children, and it will be a very pleasant, enjoyable experience. So what I did, I deleted trauma associated with having children, and that wasn't in this life, that was in past life, and that's why some of it doesn't ring a bell. But I've worked on many people that have polyps. They disappear completely. They go get their tests and they're gone. And what I delete all past life birthing experiences and trauma, and it goes away. So I'm glad the cramping went away, but now I want to delete that. The anxiety is a different cause completely. So let me just delete that. So let's go into your heart center. Place your attention in your heart center, and that has to do with trusting yourself. And there's been a lot of mistakes. There's been a lot of blame. When I say, has anybody ever blamed you for things that weren't your fault? And actually, this pattern goes back to your mother. And it goes back to when you were like 7 years old, 4 years old. There's many different experiences, but those are the two highest frequencies that I'm feeling. And I'm deleting and I'm resetting your mind, body, spirit, your thinking, perception, awareness. And I'm bringing that anxiety down to 0 right now in your heart so that it no longer affects you. So I've deleted the blame, I deleted the mistakes and all the cumulative effect of that. So what are you feeling in your heart center as I'm deleting these thoughts and emotions that have accumulated?
So much calmer.
So much calmer. Okay, so that's like, no, when and I want to explain to everybody listening, when I do a deletion, that specific cause no longer affects you. So a lot of people ask me, like, how is this method different than other healing modalities? And I always say, like, you were storing specific memories that I identified that were in your heart center. And when I deleted, it doesn't come back. Like, it's permanently gone. It no longer affects you. Now, you may have different levels of that to different degrees in different spots of your body. So I'm going to go deeper into that. So that particular problem is gone. But as I dive deeper, I'm not really feeling your heart. I'm feeling your cervical spine. So you had mentioned your neck, and as I strengthen your central nervous system to your cervical spine area, and there's a trapped energy there, and there's a panic trap there, and there's a very specific trauma that's stuck there that has to do with it's like a traumatic experience with your kids in a past life. And I'm deleting that. So just from deleting that trauma that was stored in your neck, I'd like you to rotate your neck in circle-like movements, and let me know, did that loosen your neck up at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, and my jaw. Yeah.
So there was that energy, it was stuck in your head region. You were feeling it in your jaw and your neck. But see, so you can have specific traumas that are associated with children in past lives, and that stays in your body. I mean, you've had that your whole life. And so just from connecting with me today, that's gone. That will no longer affect you. Now, what does this mean? This means that in your future, automatically, like without even having to think about it, it just shifted your future, because we deleted those memories in your physical body. So now in your future, when you, in a relationship, you decide to have children, that experience will be completely different. So I hope does that make sense to you?
Completely. I'm 49 and I still have my period, so I could still have children. It's something that I've, had a conflict with my entire life. I think just not being conflicted about it anymore would be a blessing. And I would love to feel at peace, whether I had children or not.
Okay,
my hands are still sweaty about it.
Your hands are still sweaty?
Like they're clammy.
They're clammy. Okay, so let's process that for you. So having children, not having children, neutral. Let's neutralize that energy. So you've struggled with that. Like I said, you've had this your whole life. And although I've deleted that, now you're open to it. I mean, whether you do or you don't, you're strong for it. And whether you choose even to adopt a child, that's your choice also. But you won't have those, thinking about it won't affect you. Those conflicts, that struggle, it's just you won't be able to find it. But because you mentioned your hands, it's like the image that I get is when a baby comes out of the womb and your hands are on the baby's head. Okay, and then your hands glide down the baby's body as the baby is being born. And so there's an experience there in a past lifetime where when you were born in a past lifetime, there was a trauma there. And so that's why the first hands that actually, when you were delivered, those hands, there was a trauma that affected you. So I've deleted that, and I'm going to ask you how your hands feel right now, the same or different?
Different. That was very emotional.
Okay, so, but see, your body felt that emotion. Yeah. Your hands were actually, those memories were stored in your hands. So, and that's why, because it was a specific experience that I just described, and that's no longer there. So everybody has, a unique fingerprint. Everybody has a different cause. So not everybody with pelvic pain or hand sweating or whatever it is, there's no cookbook recipe. Yeah, everybody has their own unique reasons, causes, and sources. And for you heard what yours were, and they were deleted, and that will just no longer affect you anymore.
That's amazing.
So I'm glad you seem like very open and very receptive to this. So you've tried other healing modalities, I can tell, and you've been searching for a long time for different ways to get better. So I'm really glad you found me. I'm glad that this went to the core of a lot of what you were feeling, and I'm glad your pelvic pain, you said, was gone. Your neck is loosened up, your jaw is loosened up, your hands feel different. You're feeling calm? So overall, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. And can you strengthen unconditional love?
Yes, that's the most important. That's what this is all about. So place your attention in your heart, and everybody listening, just say, I love and accept myself unconditionally.
I love and accept myself unconditionally.
So again, I'm deleting all self-judgment, self-criticism, and self-doubting, self-blame, down to 0, minus infinity, up to 100% infinite potential. And I reclaim my feminine power. Your feminine power is really in your reproductive center right now. And I feel like you are not just in your heart, but you just say, I reclaim my feminine power.
I reclaim my feminine power.
Able, willing, ready, deserving, worthy, expected reality on the spot. You got it. You are strong to that 100% infinite potential. So keep me posted. Especially, you said you were going back to the doctor, and I always get really, really positive results. So definitely send me an email after. I want to make sure that those polyps are gone. Your cramping's totally gone. You have no problem at all. And stay in touch with me. I've got, relationship programs coming up. I got a great membership. The next call is on relationships. So keep going, because you're really open to this. And I know that the more you stay connected with this method, the stronger and stronger you will get.
Thank you. Thank you, Marnie, for all you do.
Okay, big hug to you.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
You too. Okay, so we'll take another live caller. We bring on another live caller. Pay attention to how you're feeling in your body, because like I said, as I speak to callers, I'm also strengthening everyone else. So if you resonate with the same issue, you're going to be feeling this in your physical body as well. Okay.
Atanas on the line. Atanas, you're on live with Marnie. Hi.
Hi, great. I'm so glad you're here today. How are you? Do you have any kind of relationship stress or pain I can delete for you?
Yeah, I'm glad you picked me up. I broke up with my girlfriend like 5 months ago, and I cannot move on. And I just deleted her from my Facebook friend list, and I decided to make a step forward. But I'm having this relationship issues, and all the time is coming judgment and people that are not there for me.
I feel that's the first thing I was going to say. So before I start the deletion process, I just want to get a baseline of what you're feeling in your physical body. So do you have any kind of physical pain, any back pain or neck pain or any discomfort?
Well, most of the time I have heart palpitation and my knees are very weak. And that's my weakest part of the body.
Okay, so right...
Both my knees, and I got recently actually meniscus on the right leg. And
okay.
I'm still recovering.
Okay, the meniscus on your right leg. Now, in your right knee, do you feel pain?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel pain in your right knee, and in your heart, do you have pain in your heart, or do you feel an irregular heartbeat right now, or anything that doesn't feel right?
Yeah, just irregular heartbeat. The pain is mostly in the morning, actually, to the heart.
In the morning, in the heart. Okay, so now that I have a full scope of where you're at, I'm going to start the deletion process. So first, as I process this, and you said that you just broke up, what I sense is that this isn't about her. This goes way back. Mm-hmm. So this really has to do, one, with the abandonment. I was just headed there. So I feel that when you think about your mother, when you think about that your relationship with your mother, I'm actually going far back in your life and deleting the cumulative effect of feeling unloved, uncared for, and that just like you didn't really get the attention. So there was no attention, appreciation. So I'm deleting that need. And if you place your attention for a moment in your heart, okay, and I'm doing the full deletion. So there's a deeper level of forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness with your mother. And this goes back to even past lifetime mothers. And so I'm deleting the whole, the female line and all the weaknesses that I'm picking up on the female line. And as I do that, I want to ask, how is your heart feeling just from doing that? Do you feel a shift in your heart?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, now when you think about...
But it's still a little bit hard.
Okay, so I'm going to process this deeper. There's not just one deletion. There's thousands of deletions. So I need to speed up your perception, speed up the process. And I'm going more into your knee, because I don't feel your heart. It's really in your knee. And I feel that there's the energy in your knee is like the feeling like I can't do it. And there's a lot of like giving up energy. Yes. And that there's like almost like a death feeling. Like when you broke up with her, it's almost like it's so the frequency of that is very intense. I mean, on a 1 to 10 scale, that's like 1,000. So I'm bringing that down.
You got it right.
So I'm bringing that down. So what that triggers is there's an intense karma. So you've actually known her in past lifetimes, and there's indirect karma with her family. And so your mom and her mom. So there's direct karma, there's indirect karma, there's partial indirect karma. I'm deleting the triad effect of karma and all the misinformation, misinterpretations, misperception, and all the negative thinking that lies buried deeper in your subconscious. And that energy of all the misinterpretations and the misperceptions, that's actually in your knee. So there's you're carrying around like this, it feels like low self-esteem. So just feel like you're...
Yeah, I'm carrying a lot of negative thinking.
So
daily.
It's more confident. So like feeling confident in who you are and what you have to give. Because it seems like there's more of a dependent energy. So dependence, independence, neutral. I have to neutralize that energy so that you feel strongly independent. And I'm separating, making dependent release, and protecting you from her because you're so attached to her that I'm detaching that energy. And to really make that 100% infinite potential, it's really, you feel it in your knee, but it's more in your pelvic area. And that goes back to the womb, that goes back to birth, that even goes back to when you were conceived, and in multiple lifetimes. So as I delete that, how are you feeling in your physical body? The same or different?
No, it's different. Yeah, it's shifted.
Okay, and how did it shift? How do you feel different?
The more light.
Okay, so let's make your heartbeat regular. So your central nervous system to your heart, to your arteries, your veins, your blood, your circulation, I'm strengthening that to 100% infinite potential. All the cells in your body, I'm changing that. And I'm deleting your mind because your mind is really affecting you. And your mind is so...
Right.
If I'm deleting your mind specifically, your heart center, mostly, I'm activating your brain receiver so that your brain receiver is strongly connected to the universal intelligence. See, part of you feels that disconnect from the universal intelligence, that disconnect from Mother Earth, not just from your own mother. So for a moment, I'm deleting that abandonment, but to really delete that, I'm putting you strongly connecting your brain receiver to the universal intelligence so you feel that connection. So just say to yourself, I'm strongly connected. Say that with me. I'm strongly connected.
I'm strongly connected.
To the universal intelligence.
To the universal intelligence.
Okay. And now I'm making that so strong. See, part of you is you're only like 10%. So to get to 100%, all the weaknesses that really, it's actually, now that I deleted all the mother influences, that's really coming from your father, your biological father. So those influences, there's a part of him that he felt rejected, and you inherited a lot of that rejection. And he had very low self-esteem when it came to relationships, and he really didn't feel loved either. And so some of this is you, some of this is him. So just what I want you to say is delete all the negative thoughts and emotions that I inherited from my father.
I delete them, yeah.
Okay, so I'm processing that for you, and I wanted you to consciously connect with that so that, the more you consciously connect with that, the more you become aware and you can perceive this. It'll shift your heart. It'll make your heart regular, your heartbeat, and it will shift the energy in your knee. So I'm changing your central nervous system to your meniscus, to your knee, to all the things and all the negative experiences that are trapped in your knee. See, what's happening is your exit portals are closed, and those emotions from your father are trapped in your knee. So as I deleted that, I'm also taking that further, and I'm deleting the energy that was been trapped in your knee since you were like 3 years old, and I'm deleting that down and out the bottom of your feet so that it no longer affects you, and I'm speeding up the process of recovery for your knee right now, and to 100% infinite potential. So as I did that, how is your knee feeling?
Well, the knee, it's okay, but I start feeling actually the energy moving to my right and left leg, like down from the knee. And I don't know if this is related actually. Like the muscle become numb.
Okay, so you're not. Okay, so your calf became numb, but how does your knee feel? Your knee, where the meniscus is, how does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good. Okay, so step one, that was specifically, and I specifically isolate the thoughts and emotions in particular areas of your body. So I process that specifically for your meniscus, so that you no longer have a problem there. Now, you mentioned when I asked you that it moved to your left lower leg, and you had mentioned numbness. So this is really important. And numbness, I'm deleting that, but it's all the things that not you, but your father numbed himself to everything in his life. He numbed, he suppressed, he was in denial, and he couldn't face anything. And it's almost like a turtle in its shell. Like he couldn't confront anything. And he couldn't.
Oh my God! You cannot even imagine how right you are.
Okay, so
about all of that,
and you're feeling that, like, and because he like hid in his shell, he didn't speak up. Yeah. There's a ton of grief there, and he couldn't stand up for himself. And here you are with your meniscus and your knee. It's like that's like standing in your power, standing up for yourself, and feeling confident, because part of you, it has nothing really to do with the relationship that you're in. It's like that pattern and that relationship ended for the best, because right now what I'm deleting, you will attract a partner that, one, brings out your best. You'll feel confident, you'll feel secure, you'll be able to voice yourself with her in a whole new way. So what I want, before I go into,
I'll be able to be myself.
You will be able to be yourself. So just for one moment, just place your attention in your heart. And before I process this next level, I want to ask you about the numbness. Is that gone?
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
So your meniscus is better, the numbness is gone. But we need to take this, and your heart's better, but we need to process this to a whole new level, because now that the pain is gone, I want you to place your attention in your heart, okay? And everybody listening, place your attention in your heart. You got that? Take a deep breath in, and now think about your father, okay? And just say, separate, independent energy.
Separate, independent energy.
Okay, so you are becoming separate into your true independence and your true power, and part of you. So just think about that. You stand up for yourself. You can voice how you really feel. You can be the true you, the whole you, the unconditional loving you. Okay, how does that feel? Like, and think about that to yourself. My heart is open. I unconditionally love myself. And now I've deleted the weaknesses to that. And step 3 is to unconditionally love others. So now, step 3, unconditionally loving others, that means that you will attract, think about attracting an unconditionally loving partner that will automatically attract. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
And do you feel that?
I just got emotional.
You got emotional. Okay, so there's a weakness there. So you're strong yourself and your pain went away, but remember I said I had to push the envelope on this. So when you think about that really for allowing this, so think about a woman coming into your life that brings out your best, that unconditionally loves you without criticism, without judgment, without blame, so just think about that for a moment. You got that?
Okay. Yeah.
And now say able, willing, ready.
Able, willing, ready.
Okay, I'm strengthening your central nervous system so that you're congruent with that. And now just say reality on the spot.
Reality on the spot.
Okay, so on the spot is weak. So that has to be strong. So we're speeding up time. Mm-hmm. I'm speeding up your perception. So you kind of have a slow perception. So I need to speed up your internal computer so that your thinking, your perception, and your awareness is 100% infinite potential. And the speed is strong. So now, when you think about attracting an unconditionally loving partner, does that feel less emotional? Like, do you feel? I want you to feel neutral with that.
Yeah. No, it feels more focused.
Okay, now
like I can visualize it much better.
And when you and you feel that that's possible.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, now do you feel?
Possible.
How do you feel in your heart center?
Light. It's not palpitation. Nothing. It's just normal heartbeat. Okay,
normal heart. So the rhythm of love, the rhythm of the light, the rhythm of like your true rhythm. That's what it's about. Like the rhythm of who you really are. Your true essence is like flowering and coming alive, and you allow it. So on that note, I feel that I'm really glad you came on here because you're really open and you're really receptive, and I feel like a lot was possible in a short amount of time, which tells me you've been doing healing work. I'm not the first person.
I've tried.
And so that's wonderful. And so again, loving yourself unconditionally. We've deleted a lot in your heart, your knee, the numbness, your father, your mom, tons. Did you follow that consciously?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so do you have anything else you'd like to share with our audience, how that felt for you?
No, this is awesome. I'm so happy you picked me up.
Well, everything happens for a reason, and you were meant to come on live and share.
And I hope everyone just benefits from all this process.
Wonderful, wonderful. So as you say that, I'm strengthening everyone so they also benefit, because if they have the same resonating issues, that they'll feel it.
Thank you, Marnie. So thankful.
So thank you so much for coming on. What I want you to do is keep me posted. Send me an email in a couple weeks how you feel and how everything was resolved. And what I do now, just so you know, is that sometimes it affects you a week from now, 2 weeks, and you're in universal timing now. So whether you attract a partner in 6 months, a year,
I trust.
Trust the universal intelligence, trust the timing of the universe, that you are totally congruent for the right partner at the right time, and you're totally aligned with unconditional love. And I'm glad you...
I feel so excited right now.
Okay, go celebrate. All right, so keep me posted. Lots of love to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for coming on. So I'm so happy that everybody came on and got to share. And thank you, everybody, for being so open and so receptive. And what I really want everybody to do is just to put your attention right now in your heart center and take a deep breath in. And I want you to just delete all the scripts from your entire life that have gone against you. So place your attention in your heart, take a deep breath in, and just say, I delete all negative thoughts and emotions that have affected my life. For me, my parents, my friends, my relatives, anything that is negatively affecting. And generally, I'm strengthening and deleting this energy. I'm deleting all criticism and all judgment and all blame. And, I feel there's some people in this group, people have blamed you for things, people have hurt you, people have lied. You got to get good at one thing in your life, and that's hitting the delete key. It doesn't matter what anybody does to you, what anybody says to you, you must delete the effects of it. Not just simply say let it go, but deletion is eliminate, set free, make independent, release, protect, forgive and forget, unconditional love. And you've heard me say this multiple times on the stream, but step 1 is to unconditionally love yourself. You must be strong to that. You must delete, step 2, identify and delete all the things that no longer serve you. And sometimes, this is, as you saw tonight, it's not just relationship, but relationships can actually, all those thoughts and emotions get manifested in our physical body. So you have to be specific and say, where are you storing it? Are you storing it in your reproductive organs? Are you storing it in your heart? You've seen, for some people on here, they were carrying it in their heart. Some were carrying it in their hips. Some, whether it's polyps or whether it's pain in your neck or it's pain when you move certain ways or in your knee. You have to delete the true reasons, causes, and sources of that, which you saw me demonstrated here just in a few minutes tonight. And step 3 is to love and not just love yourself unconditionally, but allow others to love and accept you unconditionally. And so if you liked what you saw here tonight and you want more, I invite you to come to my next membership call, which I'm going to tell you about right now. And you can submit, for those of you who are thinking, gosh, I wish I got through, or I have my own relationship problem, you can submit in the membership area. When you join, I have a yearly membership program that's brand new. It's just started. I'm going to tell you about it. The first call is coming up really soon. So if you register, you can log into the membership area and you will be able to submit your relationship problem directly to me. So if you join my private group, like I said, there's an upcoming call on relationships. And this is all about allowing me to be your GPS. I will navigate you to more clarity, more abundance, and more vitality. So it's all about abundance through the whole year in every aspect of your life. But right now we're talking about relationships, and the first call happens to be on relationships. So in the membership area, you can submit your problem to me. So after you register, you can submit your problem directly to me, and you get a live strengthening and deletion call in which I work on everybody. So this isn't general, this is very specific. So there's a lot of programs out there that are very general. And what I do is when you register, I have your name, I have your issue, and I'm specifically deleting it and where it is in your physical body, where it is in your past. Everybody has a unique fingerprint. So I specifically direct that energy where it's needed. And the best part about the program is that after, you can submit feedback to me in the membership area, and I reevaluate every month. So you can be part of this all the time, because it's one thing for people to come on and like, I have a back pain or a neck pain or a relationship problem, and I delete it. But really, all in all, it's a process of life. It's and you got to ask yourself, like, you have to go through every area of your life and really clean all the negative thoughts and all the emotions out in every aspect of your life. And that's what really true unconditional love for yourself. You have to work through all that and strengthen yourself through all that. So sometimes, with our own stuff, we get blindsided by our own stuff. And you may be really good at helping other people, but when it comes to yourself, you're not so good at that. So I'm here to, see through that for you, strengthen your insight, your feeling, your perception, your intuition, and put you really strongly in touch with your insight so that you get the right answers in your life. Things open up, things start to majorly shift in your life. So again, you can submit your problem every month on different topics. Every month there'll be a different topic. Every month you get to submit feedback. And I'm continually, I have a personal profile set up for you, and I continually follow you in between the calls every month. So it's a powerful program. I just put it together because so many people after decades have been asking me for continual life improvement, and that's really what it's about. So it's very affordable. It's on a monthly basis. But for those of you who are saying to yourself, well, I really need a lot of support with relationships, and you want a program to maybe learn this, to apply this on yourself every day, I do have a relationship audio program. It was a live teleprogram that I did, and you can check that out. And what in this program, let me tell you what you get. If you buy the Delete Stress and Pain on the Spot audio program, it actually comes with a free month of the membership. So you'll get the February call free with this Delete Relationship Stress and Pain audio program. And in this program, I want to tell you a little bit about it, because everybody asks me, Marnie, what do you do on a regular basis to stay strong? And so I developed self-strengthening and deletion audio activations, and I have 4 of them on specific issues in your relationships. So if you scroll down on this page, you can go ahead and click, and it'll take you to my website on the relationship program, or you can go to my website, click programs, and you click the Delete Stress and Pain on the Spot audio program for relationships, or you can go ahead and click the chat box. There's a link. There's also a link on Facebook. Just click the links. It'll take you to this page. And if I break this down for you, you get a self-strengthening and deletion audio activation on 4 specific topics. And so I'm guiding you through the process of doing this on yourself. So you actually learn how to do this. You apply this on yourself. One is on self-acceptance and unconditional love. And it's a 20-minute guided process that I guide you through to delete your blocks. 2, there's one on sexual neutrality, so any sexual blocks that you have. There's one on financial abundance, so any financial blocks you have in your relationships. It's a full program on that. And there's also one on final karma resolution. So there's a lot of karma, direct, partial, indirect, with relationships, and I guide you through a full deletion on karma. And there's also a bonus activation in the program on neutrality that you can listen to all the time. It's only a 4-minute activation that really puts you back into neutrality when you feel like you've completely lost it with relationships. So what the package includes is 4 topic-specific activation audios, which I just mentioned. You get the full recordings of all the weekly calls that were on there, and you get also a PDF, a manuscript on each of the calls that thoroughly explains the process behind strengthening and deletion for each of the topics. So if you click on the page, it will take you through all the different specific issues that are addressed in these activations and all the different problems. But overall, like, if you're not sure if this program is right for you, you can click and read all the success stories from the program. I've had thousands of people go through this program from all around the world and just about every profession. So who is this for? It's for anybody that has a relationship problem. It doesn't matter what your background, what you're doing. I've worked with all kinds of different professions. Like I said, go ahead and click on that link and you can hear from real people and real results that people who went through my program have said. I've been doing this a long time, and mostly I just want to support you as best I can. So if you join this because you have any kind of relationship problem, I invite you to either one, go through my relationship audio program, as well as you'll be part of the first live membership call on relationships coming up in a week, and you can submit your problem to me, and that comes free with the relationship program. Or if you just want to join my monthly membership and join the upcoming relationship call, that's great too, and I'll support you on a regular basis every month. So I have a lot of programs also coming up. You can check out my website, marniegreenberg.com programs. If you have any questions, just send an email to info@marniegreenberg.com. Again, the links are on the page. You can click there for more information. But overall, right now, I'd like you to just place your attention on your heart. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, and just simply say, I love and accept myself unconditionally. And again, I'm deleting a lot of energy in this whole group right now. You're going to feel me, and I'm strengthening that particular energy in your heart center to unconditional love, strengthening to connect you with the universal intelligence. And you're going to feel this energy come over you right now, 100% infinite potential. So take charge of your relationships. Know that if you are experiencing any kind of physical pain in your body, that it's possible to just delete it on the spot. And you got to ask yourself, what would you be doing differently without pain, without illness, without limitations? And really being with a partner who unconditionally supports you, what would your life be like? Make that a possibility. And if that, you're on the stream for a reason, you're listening, and, if you're in pain, that pain costs you a lot of time, money, and aggravation. So it's time to really, there's a reason why you're here. Join. Don't let your mind sabotage you. If anything, just join my relationship call coming up in a week and just delete that, because it opens so many doors for you. So again, I love you all. Big energy hug to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Regardless if you join or not, continue. I'll have plenty more live streams coming up. And I love that you're here right now in the moment. So lots of love to everybody. Until next time, stay strongly neutral.